Alright, we're gonna do this quick and good. The game has a pretty decent tutorial that covers the basics, but it leaves out a lot of things. Some of them I learned much later when I was playing, and I was, what the fuck, you can do that? For example, did you know that you can charge your jump to jump higher? Yeah, nobody at any point tells you in the game you can do that, and it's super useful to, I don't know, find good spots to camp people, for example. Anyways, I will try to cover everything useful so it doesn't happen to you, more or less in order of when it will become relevant to you when you first start the game. I will not talk about the quest lines here or do a playthrough of the game. For this, check out Maximum Agro's channel, he's doing an amazing job at covering all the quests. I used his videos a lot in my own playthrough when I was stuck or confused by a mission, so go check him out. The link to his channel is in the description. Here, we're gonna talk about all the very basic mechanics to get you started, and a lot of tips and tricks that will make your life easier. Okay, let's go. At the end of the tutorial, you will have to choose who you want to play, Stalkers or Bandits, and both have access to different sub-factions later in the game. Just pick whatever sounds cool to you, don't overthink it. If you played the Stalker games before, just pick whatever faction you liked in them, for example. Technically, yes, there's little differences between factions. Bandits arguably have better map control in the south and easier areas to farm in, some quests will have different rewards and so on. But I'm not gonna go into this. My point is, there's no bad choice. Gameplay is exactly the same, just pick whatever you feel like playing. But bandits are better, come play with us. Okay, we're in game. First thing, you can change your FOV, FOV, however you want to pronounce it. Yes, it's obvious. No, I didn't check when I got started and played like 10 hours with the super tight default FOV. Not great to be aware of what's happening around you. I like 100, but it's all personal preference in the end, just don't forget that you can tweak it there. Speaking of awareness, the minimap has a lot of different things built into it. On top of showing you mission objectives and all the usual stuff, it will show you when and where an ally gets killed. So you can decide, should I go help or should I start running in the opposite direction? For me, it's 100% run in the other direction, but you can change the zoom of the minimap with the plus and minus on your numpad. It's super useful to be able to zoom out and see what's happening further away, and I realized you could do that way too late too. I was not leaving my cowardness to its full potential. Don't make the same mistake. The minimap also comes with a proximity detector. It will basically make a beeping sound as soon as someone gets close to you. I think in a 50-60 meter area around you, and let you know how many people are there. You don't know if it's friends or enemies, just that someone is close. Pay attention to it, this beeping sound will save your life more than you can count. It's a great way to spot if someone is camping, when you're not alone and you need to be extra careful and so on. The game doesn't tell you anywhere, but there's a scrolling wheel to quick access your items. You open it by keeping C pressed by default. Just hover over any item in your inventory, give it whatever number you want by pressing a number on your keyboard, and it will be added to the scroll wheel. You can pull out any extra weapon you keep in your inventory this way, any device you might need, medkits or anything you can think of. The quick access slot will equip automatically the best medkit you have in your inventory, and you cannot change this. So having a basic medkit in the scroll wheel to heal a bit when it's not an emergency and you don't need the best medkit in your quick slot, for example, is super useful. I mean, you get the idea how it works. In every town, you will find more or less the same vendors. Let's go over every important one and all the tips I can give you about them. By the way, you have a blueprint of every location that you can access physically or through the map menu to see where everybody is located if you're looking for them. So the gear guy, where you will buy your weapons, armors, attachments, and so on. By the way, you can scroll down to see all the stuff. Yes, it sounds really dumb when I say it like this, but nothing tells you or shows you that there's stuff hidden down there. I didn't know at the beginning, and I couldn't figure why I didn't have some of the stuff people were talking about. So yeah, maybe I'm dumb, but yeah, it's done here. Most gear will always require the same resources, in the sense that it's always gonna be basically one that you can find on the mutants of the area, one that you can find on the people, so basically the AI stalkers and military. The more advanced gear will require more resources, but we'll talk about them later in the video, we're just starting the game right now. Most of the gear recipes need you to craft all the previous versions of whatever you want to upgrade, so it's good to look at the gear tree and already spot what you're aiming for. Always check the different offers to see if something works best for you when you're ready to upgrade. By the way, right-clicking on a weapon in the trader menu will open a demo mode, where you can see all the attachments you can use on the weapon. Technically, you can go to every single attachment, go to their description and check that they are compatible with whatever gun you want to use, but it's so much easier to check it through the demo menu of the weapon. For the gear, my advice is level up fully the swamps, the starter area, do all the side quests as they will give you good rewards like weapons and armors that you won't have to craft. And craft everything you might be interested in before leaving the area. Then move to Photon and Cordon, level up fully the town there, do all the side quests and so on. Honestly, early game is the best part of the game, don't rush it, and it will make your progress way easier overall with all the quest rewards. Speaking of leveling areas, let's talk about defense. Basically, it's the merchant that will buy all the crap from you. Everything that's not a resource used to craft. Basically, anything where you can see it says can be sold to a fence. You can sell it to this guy for some cash. The higher your level in a town, the better prices will be, with other bonuses that you can see here. So if you don't need the money straight away, just stash everything and start selling when you're level 5 or whatever max level is the town you're in, to make the most money out of your stuff. Before we keep going with all the vendors, let's talk about what happens when you die. So when you die, it's gonna happen a lot. From mutants, anomalies or other players, a couple things happen. First, you do not lose everything. You keep your guns, armors, and every item in your inventory that's a bound item. Something bound to you cannot be sold, traded, and also cannot drop when you get killed. Ammo pouches are bound items, for example. Ammo stacks are not, so it's smart to only open ammo pouches regularly when you need the ammo. By the way, remember the scrolling wheel. Adding ammo pouches to it makes the process easier, so if you get killed, you don't lose all your bullets. You can of course try to get your stuff back after dying. By the way, in the options you can choose how many death markers you want and how long you want them on before they start disappearing. If like me you die a lot, it might be smart to have at least 4 or 5 markers for like 20 minutes to give you time to find back your body. For the stuff in your inventory that's not bound to you, two things happened. Every junk item, basically anything we saw before you could sell to the fence. Anybody can steal them and sell them later to make money. This is pretty much lost if someone gets your loot before you come back. All the crafting resources though gets packaged in a backpack with your name on it, and other players cannot use them. They can steal the backpack though and auction it in the city at the auction NPC, basically giving you the opportunity to buy back your resources from them for a price. Sometimes you will find random dead people remains. When this happens, I like to check which faction they're from. You can do it through the in-game PDA, but I like using this website. I'll leave the link in the description. If it's a friendly faction member, I'll just send them their backpack through the regular mail for free. A good amount of people do that, so yeah, try to be nice and do the same. Next, you will have the repair and modification guy. You can repair your armors and weapons here. Try to not let them drop under 80% as they start doing less damage and being less effective. The main currency to do repairs are repair parts. If you do missions, dailies, events on a regular basis, you should never run out of them. But if for whatever reason you run out of them, you can do your repairs with regular money too. This guy will also let you improve your gear. Any piece of gear can be upgraded up to plus 15, which gives it much better stats. It's a very painful and expensive process, but the good thing is that when you upgrade an item, it keeps the levels you did on the previous version. So, for example, my plus 5 Worn Reaper will become a plus 5 Reaper when I upgrade it, and so on. From +1 to +5, you will need white parts and tools to do your upgrades. From +5 to +10, the green parts and tools. And from +10 to +15, the orange tools and the advanced parts. Every time you fail an upgrade, your item will lose maximum durability. To restore it back to 100%, you will need to use components for armors and weapons. Generally, you shouldn't upgrade the gear that you get from quest rewards, but as soon as you get a decent shotgun like the Mossberg, my advice is to give it a couple levels so it can one-shot pretty much any small mutant. This will make your life so much easier. This shotgun is a quest reward, so it's an exception, but you will use it for a long time, so it's definitely worth it. Let's talk quickly about artifacts. You're not gonna deal with them too much early game, but they become extremely important as soon as you reach the bar. You will find artifacts in the wild or get them in some mission rewards. By the way, they tend to respawn after an emission, so if you like artifact hunting, exactly like in the OG Stalker game, go looking for them inside anomalies after an emission. The scientist will identify them for you so you can use them. Depending on the rarity of the artifact, so the color, it will roll differently. A white artifact can roll from 0 to 100, so it's very easy to get a bad roll and have an artifact that's not really good. A green one can roll from 100 to 110, so you know no matter the roll you get, it will at least be usable and so on. Most artifacts have buffs and debuffs, so you will need to balance them out to be able to use them without taking damage. Anything with a debuff under 0.5 doesn't affect you, so you can use it straight away. For example, I could equip this Stone Blood at 0.45 radiation just fine. Just open your backpack and equip it. Keep in mind that as soon as you do that, the artifact becomes bound to you and cannot be sold or traded anymore. Now, let's say I want to use this meat chunk with a 0.8 radiation debuff. I need to pair it with something that's gonna balance the radiation, so for example this thorn, so we go back under the 0.5 threshold. There's different backpacks and containers to use, some with built-in protection that will help you use artifacts with very strong negatives debuffs, but it will depend on your build and what you want to do, so I'm not gonna go into too many details here. I will leave another website that's pretty useful if you want to try out some builds, see what artifacts you can get, or theory craft something you might want to do before getting anything in the game. Exactly like weapons and armors, you can upgrade artifacts from +1 to +15. To do this, you need to overcharge them. So first, you need to recharge your battery bank in the fission tab at the scientist. This is done by sacrificing anomalous dust, batteries, proto-artifacts, or just bad artifacts into it. I'll talk about how you get these resources right after we're done with this. When your battery has some charge, first you fully charge the artifact you want to upgrade if it's not full already, and then you can try to overcharge it. You will see here how much it will cost you and your odds to be successful. Exactly like weapons, failing to overcharge an artifact will reduce its maximum durability, and you will have to use proto-artifacts to restore it. Last thing, only research the artifacts you plan on using. All the junk you don't want, just sell it on the auction house or directly to the fence. The prices are better if it's not identified. And at the fence, the prices are even better if the artifact is still fresh. And again, your level in the town makes a big difference. Do not bulk sell stuff before reaching the max level, you will lose on a lot of money if you do that. Okay, let's talk about the more advanced resources you need to get to craft advanced gear. The first one you will encounter is the resource from caches that you find with your metal detector. I'll leave a link in the description again to a map of where the good spots are to find caches. Do not buy a detector, by the way, you will get a good one through the quest. There's nothing special to it, you hear a beep, you pull your D out and you find the cache. When your detector is low on battery, you can charge it as one of these generators, and you just keep going. The last type of resources, and the anomalous dust and proto-artifacts, you will get them by closing rifts and doing proto-anomalies. This type of missions will start when you reach the bar. For the rifts, you need to buy this machine to this guy, go to a rift, put down the machine, and defend it against waves of wisp for a while. When I'm solo, I like doing it next to a friendly AI, so they will help a lot with the mission. The other way is to do proto-anomalies, where you just need to stay in the area for a while, avoiding these electric bubbles until the timer reaches 100%. It's much easier to do in a scientific suit, as you will take much less damage when you mess up. The last type of things you can do is signals. You will get everything you need, the receiver and the candle through missions, so don't worry if you don't have them yet, keep grinding side quest and the main quest line. After that you can go anywhere, check from time to time the receiver, and if this light here is beeping green, you can start scanning. You don't have to wait till the end of the scan, you can stop when you have 6-7 red lights. If you grab the signal, you can then click search, pull your candle out, and follow the signal for a while until you find the stash. I used to hate doing signals, but the rewards are actually pretty good, and yeah, they're slowly growing on me. Last thing about armor protection. When you get inside an area, it will tell you what kind of... I'm never gonna be able to pronounce this. It will tell you what kind of environmental hazard there is. For example, if you see rad 1, it means that your armor needs at least 100 rad protection to not take damage. If it says thermal 2, your armor needs at least 200 in thermal protection, and so on. All the other stats are pretty much self-explanatory. Don't forget to always have a plate installed in your armor. Steel plates don't protect you much, but they are cheap and very durable. Composite plates are the perfect balance of both worlds, with decent damage mitigation and a pretty decent durability. And the ceramic plates are only used in PvP. They will let you tank like crazy, but they will break extremely quickly, to the point where people carry multiple ones when they're fighting. Oh, and you cannot stack different types of food. For example, I was, let me get this for vitality and stamina, let me get this for stamina regen, and let me add this for like movement speed, but no, like the effects don't stack. You can only have one food at once. For example, right now, only the Tourist Delight is taken into account. So yeah, you cannot stack multiple things. I've been doing this for so long and I didn't know, but yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna finish with something I never use, trade packs. I'm an absolute loot goblin, I'm 150 hours and I never had to buy ammo or meds at the vendor. I still have all the stuff you get at the start, but for people who need it, you can set up trade packs at the vendor. Let's say someone killed you and you need to buy back instantly everything you need to try quickly go fight back, that's what trade packs are for. You can set up a trade pack at any vendor, put whatever you want in it, name it and save it. Then you can press T to open the menu. You don't have to be at the vendor to do that. Purchase the loadout you want quickly and head out right away. If you don't need an item in the loadout, you can just disable it before buying. And yep, that's it for trade packs. Okay, I think this covers all the basics of the game. I might do a video with more advanced stuff later, but that should be enough to get you started. Let me know if I forgot anything important for the beginning of the game and I'll pin it in the comments. Okay, back to the grind. Cheers guys.